I don't even like wine, but guess what? You're gonna like it. I need some cheese.
What's up, everybody? This is Barnabas, aka Mac and Cheese, bringing you a game of TDM on Overpass. Starting off with a map here, just to talk about spawn points, power weapons, and map control. Right here, on the green dots you have the power weapons. Yellow dots are like secondary power weapons, like pistols, and the red dots are grenades. I've highlighted the areas here where you basically want to try and control in order to get a win on this map. The far right is where the boom shot and torque are. Usually you want to try and grab those right off the bat and then work your way up to the top, at least. Also sending two guys to the bottom of the stairs so you can start pushing towards the middle. And basically, controlling that middle area so that you can see the entire map, figure out where people are spawning from, and then put bullets into guys from basically above. So starting off here, we spawned on the bottom side of the map. So I know it's boom shot, so I'm pushing over to boom shot. Usually you want to send about two guys to boom shot when it's up there, because the boom shot is almost guaranteed 1 to 3 kills if you're proficient with the boom shot. If you're not very good at the boom shot, don't even bother picking it up, or just pick it up so you can give it to a teammate. But the boom shot is just one of those power weapons that you want to try and have control of for the majority of the map. Second thing I want to talk about in terms of this map is, since you do want to try and grab the high ground, getting a long-range weapon, or at least having one person on your team with a Hammerburst, is super, super helpful, because it is very powerful and it does have very good accuracy, and it does do a lot of damage from long range. So right here I'm just kind of waiting for the next boom shot to come up, and then I believe I start working my way back up to the front. Now a second ago you heard the queen say we got enemy forces or something like that, and that means that the spawns have now flipped. So whenever you hear either the Prescott or the queen say we've got enemy forces, or whatever their line is, that means that the spawns have then flipped. So now I know that they're spawning where we originally spawned, and I'm constantly looking towards that side of the map. Right there I was getting shot at, so I took a really quick boom shot and went down, told my team that the boom shot was still up there. So now, since I'm spawning back on where the enemy team originally spawned, I'm going to start pushing just towards the base of the stairs, making sure that they're not pushing towards the top, because we want to, again, maintain control of the top. So now I'm just going to kind of hang out down at the base of the stairs and spot guys and try and put as many bullets into guys as I can, while the guys that are up top try and take people out. So yeah, we're basically just kind of floating between up here, which you can see there's four guys up here now, or 3 guys were already up here, and we basically maintained control of that area. Right there I checked my TACCOM to see who that was, so that I could say, hey, Fader Force, there's a guy behind you, because I didn't know who that was. I had heard the guy underneath me, so I just kind of got ready for that. Here I'm just trying to ping this guy a little bit. I was too slow at picking up my teammate, but there's only 3 guys left, so now we're just going to slowly kind of work on these guys for the end of the round. And you'll see I'm still kind of trying to maintain top position and just put some bullets into some guys. No matter, I'm not trying to necessarily kill them, but I'm trying to do a little bit of damage so that my teammates that are down low, trying to get the kills, have a little bit of an easier chance. That guy just owned me. I did not see him there whatsoever. That was a great hiding spot. So yeah, I'm just waiting to spawn in. My teammates are kind of doing a little bit of work, and you'll see there Oblivion just having great movement control, getting out of harm's way. And now, since towards the end of the round there's 2 guys, I'm gonna just double check boom shot, because I'm sure they're waiting for boom shot, because we basically only have 6 lives and it's not impossible to clutch this. So right there, I see one of my teammates going down as he's going for boom shot. That guy got a little bit greedy, going for boom shot when there was 2 guys in here, and that was the end of that match. So starting off here, we're obviously flipping sides, and I believe I pushed directly towards the base of the stairs, basically to try and help stop any incoming push towards the top of the stairs. And instead of just going straight up, even though I was the first one over here, since I do have the Hammerburst and a pretty quick trigger finger, I decided to go to the base of the stairs first and try and just help out with deterring the push on their side towards the top of the stairs. Here we're still pinging guys and trying to not let them come up, so we can maintain this top position for as long as we possibly can, and spot as many guys as we can for the guys that are kind of in the mid level of the overpass. Yeah, and this is a good example of how strong the Hammerburst can be. It's got really good accuracy. Granted, I got a little bit of help right there, but I probably would not have downed that guy if I was using a Lance or a Retro. So here, we're getting spots. We're doing callouts, talking about which side they're coming from, and just kind of doing a little bit of work. I hear people below me, so I decided to shoot through the grates, which is a nice little trick if you don't know. Even if you got somebody that's upstairs, camping like we are, you can shoot up through the grates and kind of maybe get a kill or kind of surprise somebody. But yeah, it's a nice little trick and kind of works both ways. The downside of the Hammerburst is it doesn't have too many rounds in it. So here you can see I had to jump on a turret, got a lucky down on a bot, and just like the last video, talking about finishing guys off with your pistol, trying to be as proficient with that as you possibly can, because situations like this where I've completely run out of ammo, and all I really have is my pistol and my shotgun, and so we see a guy coming up, we obviously take him out, and now I'm just trying to spot guys and just get a couple of bullets into them as they start to come up, so that it makes my teammates have a little bit of an easier chance at getting their kills. What I'm doing here is I'm getting about half of the clip out of my Scorcher so that I can get an active with it. And you see how fast people go down with an active Scorcher, and the Scorcher is super, super powerful. So I think that this is the last kill. I don't realize that there's another guy left, so I go in for the execution, and I get bodied, and I deserve that. Yeah, I think the end of the round is wrapping up here. We got one guy left. That's our basic kind of strategy for this map. Everybody knows, I believe, for the most part, that you want the high ground. You want to try and maintain that position for as long as possible, because you just have such great visibility throughout the map. But again, Overpass is one of the most hated maps, so they might start doing some work on it to kind of equalize it a little bit more. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the match, and yeah, don't underestimate the Hammerburst, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, take it easy.